This is
That's
good.
okay. Okay.
All right. So, 2014, I was told I had stage 2 breast cancer on my right, uh, on my left side, and I did trial
Mhm.
research,
Mhm.
um, which almost killed me. Um, it was using chemo pill and something else, which they don't tell you what it is.
Right.
And then I they went, then I did regular chemo, regular radiation. I had also done a double mastectomy, um, and I had they had stopped radiation and then they started again, so I had double of the radiation that I was supposed to have. Then I was having issues um, with the operations that they had done. What are they called? Oh, they had put in implants,
Oh, right.
and I was getting all types of
Yeah.
infections. So I had to keep going back in for changing the implants. Sometimes removing liquid that was just
Mm.
so. Oh, but making sense. And then
Yes.
anyway.
So, they did double radiation. You're only supposed to get radiation once in your life, correct?
No, I got double radiation because they had stopped it for one reason or another. Obviously, if they had stopped it, then they
Not.
should have known not to.
Yeah.
So then, I guess because it wasn't killing the cancer, they brought me back in. Um, I was never told I was in remission.
Were you in remission?
I don't think so. I don't. I was
You
never
don't think it was
told.
ever okay?
No, it was never told. We're done. Nothing. My last day of radiation, I didn't see the doctor. They gave me a certificate that I was done with radiation.
A certificate.
A certificate that I was done with radiation.
Okay.
And then I kept looking at my oncologist. Visiting my oncologist.
Mhm.
And the strangest thing, I never got tested or anything. I would just go in, and I'm thinking, how do they know that, I don't have cancer? How do
Yeah.
But it was just a waste of time. I would go there and I would like, do I get tested? And he goes, no symptoms. And I said, but I never got symptoms the first
Beforehand.
time.
Yeah.
I just happened to check my breast one day, and obviously I had cancer for a while because my lump was huge.
Right.
So after that, um, September 2017, I got into a car accident. They hit me from the back, and the car was in the front was huge. So when I hit the car in the front, I started getting chest pain. So they brought me to the emergency room, and what they found out was lesions in the liver. And I went. They said, my oncologist says, okay, it looks like there could be the cancer's back. So come back in 3 months just to double check. So they did a PAT scan, and sure enough, my liver was full of lesions. At that point, they had nothing to offer but the same medication that they had offered before, which is a chemo pill, brings your white blood cells. And because my immune system was already compromised, I would not have, made it.
Right.
Since then, I've had colds and bronchitis, and I'm not sure if I had pneumonia, but I've had that
In and out of the
my share of
hospital.
colds.
Mhm.
So I didn't. Good thing I didn't go through with that. I have friends that are they take care of their health, and they told me about the Rife machine,
Mhm.
and they started sharing with me what they did to keep themselves healthy
Mhm.
when it comes to foods and supplements and
Yeah.
you know different ways of eating.
Mhm.
But anyway, so I was able to stop the way of eating, which made a difference.
Mhm.
I went and met with a chemist
Mhm.
who had the Rife machine.
Mhm.
He did the test, and he found out, how the cancer was spreading all over and how it was in my blood, because you could tell that's in your
Yeah.
blood.
Yeah.
And they could also tell what else is what else is going on in your body, because cancer is just not like in one corner. Okay, the cancer's growing, and once you have cancer, that cancer is affecting all the other organs. So cancer was already affecting my thyroid. It was affecting my
All of
kidney.
these years since before 2014.
Exactly. And there are no symptoms sometimes.
Right.
So I don't, there must be, they need to go back and rewrite, you know, treatments or whatever for this, because people don't know they have cancer. I'm sure there's at least 50% of, people around me that have cancer and no clue.
Well, so everybody's body
Has
has
the gene.
cancer cells in it.
Exactly.
It's just whether or not they're activated.
Exactly.
And so like your brother was saying, when they take out the fluid, there's this law of the vacuum where if there's an empty space, it needs to be filled. So now that there's fluid there, once they drain that out, it's going to fill with something. It's not going to fill with air. It's not going to empty and just close up. So then it becomes fast. It comes in faster. And they do know that because they've obviously removed fluid and see it come back. So they have that experience. What they're not telling people is when we do chemo, we're going to kill all the good cells that you have. And it's supposed to also kill the cancer. When we do radiation, that was perfect. When we do radiation, it's going to break down your body and hope it kills the cancer. So all the good things your body had once was destroyed.
Yes.
And so then the cancer has a perfect playground
Exactly.
to do whatever it wants to do. And that's why Lily does what she does, where she's trying to create an atmosphere where cancer can't survive, but the good cells can, because your body's meant to heal itself.
Exactly.
The problem is we've listened to the world today that tells us we need pharmaceuticals and all of
And
these
only
things.
the doctors know.
Only the doctors know everything. Yeah.
Which they don't, unfortunately.
Right.
So my once I saw the chemist and I came home, I started. I got on a diet. Not on a diet. I changed my way
Eating.
of eating. My way of eating. I eliminated sugar right away. That was the first thing. Dairy. I added a lot of vegetables, some fruit. I added water with lemon. I did that consistently. First thing in the morning, warm water with lemon. At night, throughout the day. I eliminated all processed foods. Nothing with nothing that was from a box.
Right. Nothing that had been touched by
Nothing
anything.
from a can. Nothing from a can, because people don't realize that even though stuff from some cans is healthier than
Yeah.
things from a box, the stuff from a can actually is toxic.
The aluminum itself.
Exactly. And when I got tested for the rife, that actually came out. So I guess I had been one that I had been eating a lot of things from cans, like canned vegetables. I used to love canned vegetables. Like green beans and
Yeah.
beets and
Oh,
things like
yeah.
that. Because it's 100%, and the
Yeah.
only thing they add is salt, but it's what they put
It's
it
in the can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I started alkalining my body. Eventually, I eliminated grains. And the last thing I decided to get rid of was the meat, which I should have gotten rid of the meat first.
Yeah.
When you're in, in fighting cancer, you have to get rid of anything that's animal based.
Yes. Yes.
But live and learn.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that what I'm sharing with people, my experience, people will be able to, make better choices for themselves.
And sooner rather than waiting. So this is what I said to Lily yesterday. I'm like, I had pizza today, but it was just a couple slices. And the problem is, it's because I don't have cancer yet. So why am I waiting till I have cancer to change my eating habits and the way I care for myself? So I remove toxins from my skincare stuff, and I won't clean with them, but why will I eat them?
Exactly.
Why
And that's
will I eat them?
exactly, well, and some people will still use the toxins. They will still
Right, but they'll
use
eat healthy.
the bleach and
Yeah.
that's all you're inhaling
Yeah.
all that
And putting
those
it in our
toxins.
water system. And
Exactly. So I did that. I removed all toxins from the house. I removed all sugars, all grains. I really, really tried. I know I could have done more. I could have done better, but it was a trial. It was very, very difficult. Am I gonna lie about it? It was very difficult. I mean, I used to love chocolate cake with
Yeah.
ice cream. That was my favorite. To know that I'll never be able to have it again, or a slice of pizza or a piece of steak. That was very hard, especially growing up with rice and beans and
Yeah,
knowing
yeah.
that you can't have it.
yeah,
But you know what? Is your life worth it?
right.
You know, it's only, give it up for 2 years. In those 2 years, if you're free from cancer, rethink your choices.
Right, and then is it worth it since you know you're free? The problem is the rice and the beans that we grew up on are not the rice
Now
and the beans
rice
we
and
get
beans
today.
We get today, exactly.
It's the ground is toxic, the air is everything we have is
Everything.
contaminated.
Everything.
And that's
is
why
toxic.
everyone has, you say 50% of the people I know, I bet it's higher than that now, unfortunately.
I also then after the fundraiser, around that time,
And that was when, last year?
Yes.
Okay.
And then after the fundraiser, or around the fundraiser, I started looking into herbs, and so by using the diet, the Rife machine, the trying to alkaline my body, I removed all types of, I used to take at least 20 meds. I don't even take Tylenol.
I know.
So after doing that, I had detoxed my body,
Yep.
and then I started replenishing it. While I was detoxing, I did some fasting, which I lost 30 pounds. I really cleansed my body. I could tell a difference.
You looked so healthy and vibrant.
Yes, I had insomnia. I no longer have insomnia. I had very low energy. I was always in a fog. I was depressed, anxiety, everything that I'm sure half of the people, are feeling these days. Then I started looking at different herbs, and I couldn't believe the change.
Right.
I no longer was anemic. The energy, my skin, my hair.
Yeah.
My hair was growing quick. I was radiant. I just felt great.
Right.
I really thought I beat it.
Yeah.
That's how great I felt.
Yeah.
That's how great I felt. But there are other things going on in my body that I'm not aware of.
Right.
First of all, my body, the cancer that I have is estrogen related.
Right.
So from what I understand, I'm not a doctor. I'm just sharing what I know because I lived it. When you're estrogen related, you're a female.
Your body
you're-
just produces estrogen.
Yes. So I'm fighting against my body.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the fact that I made it to now, when they had given me 6 months,
Back in 2017.
2017, no, at the beginning of 2018,
Oh,
they
they
gave me
gave you
6
6
months. And then I went back, and then they said, you should be going quick because of what the paperwork shows, but what you present, we can't tell. So it was pretty much a 6 months to a year. I don't know, could I have done something else? I'm sure. There's so many things out there. There's no excuse. Cancer can be beaten. Unfortunately, I started taking care of myself, um, a little too late. But I was able to extend my life. And the fact that I was able to extend my life, I was able to, go on vacation with my family. I was able to spend, extra time with my friends and my children, which obviously means the world to me.
Right.
Yeah.
And the fact that they still don't know what's happening or how long you have, they
Well,
have no idea. It seems to be a little bit faster now than.
Well, now it's aggressive to the point where they did tell me, they did say, you're looking so good, you look so well, that what's going to happen is once you go, you're going to go fast. So I just found out yesterday that my cancer is aggressively attacking my bones, is attacking my
Pelvic area.
my pelvic area, exactly. So even though I have cancer in my uterus, it's like a mad woman going in there, and so
It's an
affecting-
empty space, so now the cancer's just taken over.
Exactly, because they had removed my ovaries,
Yeah.
so but not my uterus.
And how old are you?
I am 52. I'll be 53 next month.
Do you have questions?
How am I doing? I'm hanging in there. They were giving me
Morphine?
what is it?
Morphine.
Morphine. But unfortunately, morphine is bringing down my blood pressure. So my blood pressure right now, it's 84
over 45.
84 over 45. And my tumors are giving me fevers. So I'm with a fever all the time. Not high, but I have a fever. So no matter how much time I'm on, they want to give me,
And the oxycodone's not touching it, but they have a fentanyl patch on.
I have a fentanyl patch on, which is not touching the pain. The morphine, obviously, they're going to try to give me one of those drips. So instead of through the IV, because the IV is supposed to be stronger.
Yeah.
What they expect that's going to happen from here on is that they're going to control the pain to the point where once they can't control the pain, I will be on pain meds
Until your body shuts
until
down.
my body shuts down.
And that is not a way to live. That is not a way to exist. So you've kind of said what you would have, you don't know what you could have done differently, but what is your message to people about the fact that what we believe about cancer and how it's kind of just accepted now as a, it's fixable. Most of them are fixable. That's what we're being told. But most people don't know they have it. So what would you say to people that either don't want to listen because they don't have cancer yet or think that it's just not going to affect them? What do you...
First of all, we all have the cancer gene in our bodies. Just because no one in your family has cancer doesn't mean you're not going to get it. Until recently, I thought I had been the only one who had cancer in my whole family. I was even tested for the cancer bracket or gene bracket, what they call it, and mine wasn't there. So I don't understand.
So you can test negative for that bracket or whatever they call it and still have it.
Exactly. So, and second of all, just because you have stage 1 or stage 2 or just the beginning of cancer does not mean that it's not going to metastasize. You could have just the beginning of cancer in your breast and not realize that your liver is full of metastases, because it metastasizes no matter what number it is. And people don't realize that. Your doctor is not going to say stay away from sugar. Sugar does feed the cancer, but also protein feeds on cancer. People don't realize that. So you're gonna miss a piece of steak. Is your life worth it?
The animal protein is what cancer feeds off of, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Yes, it's hard. But is it gonna be forever? No. So you can cure your cancer in a year, and then you'll know how you feel. You know, you can add little things here and there, but it's really, how you feel. You'll know the difference. You're not going to want to eat meat. You're not going to want certain things because it's not going to make you feel good. Yeah. Another thing, even if you don't have cancer, try to keep healthy by alkalining your body. Sugar, it doesn't have to be disease. It could be any disease. Sugar will break your body down. Stay away from sugar. I mean, just because you don't hear from the doctor doesn't mean that I don't know what I'm talking about. I lived it.
Right. Right.
And everyone's in charge of their own health, of their own body. So do yourself a favor and do research. Herbs are amazing. One herb can help you with 20 other things. You'd be so surprised. One of my favorite herbs is nettle. I use it for iron, but I also use it to grow my hair.
Yeah.
So you'll be really, really surprised. It's amazing.
All right. I'm going to let you